Good to see you, man. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you know what? Thanks for coming.
Me. No worries, man.
No, man. Like, I really wanted to just catch up with you for ages.
Yeah.
I just thought, see where you are. Start on you.
I see what you're doing now and again. I'm always impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're
Getting yourself out there. And...
I'm trying, you know. But since we last met, your lifestyle changed.
Yeah.
You got another member of the family.
Yeah. I've got 3 children, 2 girls and a boy.
Jack has been welcome to the world.
Jack is awesome. It's great, you know.
Him.
Because for us, pregnancy was always quite tough, actually. My wife, so we had Rose early on, and that was, we kind of like naive, I think. You know, a lot of families, I don't know if you have it in your mosque, but we certainly have it in church, where families trying to have children and struggling, and you know, people going through different things like questioning IVF, should they not, what should they do, how do they, you know, and those struggles. And I think when you get married, you just think, oh, you'll have kids, and actually it's really tough for a lot of people.
It's hard, man.
And so when we thought we'll have a child, and actually Rose, our first, came, it was quite simple and straightforward and no problems, but then we thought, oh, let's have another one, and then it was really difficult. Like, we had 3 miscarriages, and that was really difficult, especially for my wife. And then she got really sick as well. She got like hyperemesis gravidarium, which is like a severe sickness, so she's on a drip in hospital.
No way, Chris.
Can't eat. Yeah, really hard.
How was that then for you with the little one?
It was tough, man. It was tough and sad to see, you know, Jenny so sick. And also our eldest, you know, Jenny always remembers that it was really tough, because our eldest, Rose, at the time was still only a toddler, like 3, but in the end she stopped calling for mummy because she knew mummy, and that was really hard.
No, I've got goosebumps, you know.
Yeah, because she just knew like mum couldn't do anything because she was like sick and in bed. So it was a really tough period. And then we eventually got our second Saoirse, and then it was like beautiful, and we were really happy. And then we thought we'll wait, because the you know, the trauma of her sickness and the misses and things like that, we were like, let's just hold. Let's just hold.
Wait.
And then we had the discussion, you know, should we try again? Should we have another? And then so then we decided to give it 1 year to see, you know, prayed, and we're going right. And you know, we were just pleading that it would happen, and then and then you go left. And then it was. And then Jack came along, and it was fine. I mean, my wife got sick again. Okay. But we were much more prepared.
Fine.
She did end up in hospital, but we got steroids and we got some good stuff. So it was difficult still, but we didn't have the misses or anything like that.
Oh no, it's good.
So free and done.
I was gonna say, are you sure? Like, this is like, this is the completion of the.
We're done.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What's it like having a son after having 2 daughters?
I mean, I'm still learning, but it's great. What's funny is, after the 2 girls, we were like, I was like, okay, when we're thinking about another one, I was like, well, if I have another daughter, I was like, I'll be fine. I'll be like, dad of daughters, you know, I've just got my beautiful girls. I'm gonna be like daddy to these beautiful girls. And then, like, you know, I can imagine going out to restaurants and just beautiful girls all around me, and I just, that kind of thing sung. So I was like, if I have another girl, fine. And then I was like, if I have a boy, great. And then when we found out that it was a boy, I was like, yes. And I was like, immediately like, yes, because I'm sporty. I love sport, and not that the girls can't do that, but I just wanted to do that. Like, my father said to me, one of the greatest pleasures he ever had was watching my brother and me play sport.
Your twin brother?
Yeah, twin brother. Yeah. So that I really, funny enough, I think I like suppressed it in case it didn't happen, because I didn't want to be like disappointed.
I was gonna say, like, when you anchor your happiness on one thing, it's really hard to then come out of that if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I do find hard, actually, as a father of 2, and as a faith leader, is how to balance being a dad and still being committed to my job.
Yeah.
Because that's hard, man.
Yeah, balancing work-life balance.
It's really difficult. I feel like being a faith leader, you're always on demand, like the red button on Sky.
Yeah.
Like, whenever someone needs you. Yeah. And that's why you become a faith leader.
Right. Yeah.
That's why you become a faith leader.
Yeah.
So whenever the community needs you, whenever the community needs you, you're there for them.
And then this side and around. Yeah. Like, I had a really tough weekend last weekend. I had a few serious kind of pastoral stuff, and someone who's very sick, mental health, and police involved. It was really traumatic, actually, and it does take you out and it does exhaust you. But then I also I don't know how it is for you, but I'm, you know, I as a vicar, my church is next to my house, so I can be in my house a lot. So I am available more than, you know, someone who's maybe in who's working in the city and they're just like up at 6 and they're off and they come back at like 7. I am around, so there is a bit more FaceTime value with the kids sometimes, but
it's really important.
But people,
what can I get you?
Quarter pounder cheese meal.
Yes, please. Can I have a quarter pounder cheese meal, please? Drink.
Large, medium?
Large, please, and a Coke, please.
Anything else?
And can I have a black coffee, please? And I wanted to actually ask you, how did you learn how to do Instagram and social media? Because we weren't taught that, like going through like
Man, I honestly feel like I stumbled into it. Like I am terrible at tech. Like I am not tech guy. You're so much better than me when I see you. And I just started doing what I felt came naturally. Like I think I'm quite naturally me, and I think that comes across.
Really important. So important, man.
Authenticity. And I think like where some people are, you know, have gifts of different things, I've always just found being able to, like my 60-second sermons, just be able to do that, like that I'm able to do, and able to deliver a message and articulate faith, you know, and that's strength. Well, there was in a sense a ready-made pot in that social media became an area where you could do that, and I just stumbled into it.
And tell me about this new book.
So I've got a kid's book which I've been writing with my wife Jenny.
Oh, amazing.
Because she's a really great creative writer. So it's about a little girl who falls asleep in church, and classic, and then she goes through this dream state where she meets God, and and in a sense God teaches her who he is and teaches her who she is through meeting different animals. There's more to say, but basically that's the concept. And it's a rhyming book. I don't know when you've read kids stories to your children.
It really helps.
My wife, I always like the rhyming stories. I always think they're quite fun. The adult book is it's kind of ancient wisdom for a modern era.
And what's it called?
So at the moment the working title is Beloved.
Oh wow.
Because I'm teaching people, you know, primarily as I do on social media and YouTube, is like you're loved by God.
Yes.
And then from that place moving forward. So it's good.
It's in the process. How long's when's that coming out?
2024. I think around Christmas is where the publishers are wanting to.
Right, Chris.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Back at the church.
Yeah, back at the old
Saint Saviour.
St. Saviour's Wendell Park.
Saving lives.
Trying.
Bro, thank you.
Hey, bro.
Hey, give me a hug, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
No, seriously, I really appreciate it.
God bless and
give me your prayers.
Yeah, man.
And we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
But it's been a
shout.
pleasure.
Thanks for lunch.
You're welcome.